everyone. My name is Sam Leterna, and this is the first ever, the inaugural episode of Wrestle Tea. And I have a very, very special guest with me tonight. He is a 10-year veteran of professional wrestling. He has traveled all over the United States and more recently in the United Kingdom. Let me introduce to you the all-father of wrestling, Mr. Darius Carter. How are you doing today?
Outstanding introduction. I'm proud of you. I would expect nothing less. If you're going to put me on Wrestle Tea, you need Wrestle Tea with DC, you need the All-Father, you need Wrestling's Richest Prize, the best in the game today. So I wanted to start off by congratulating you, Sam, for this excellent acquisition. Well,
that's very gracious of you. I wasn't expecting that kind of candor from you.
Give him in. Give him in. You know? For real. Good job. Well done. Let's see how the rest of this goes. I don't want to bloat your head.
Let's not put the cart before the horse,
That's it. We never do that.
In 2018, you competed at Wrestle Tea. And I heard through the grapevine that you might have met King Harley Race, the legendary Hall of Fame career pro wrestler. How was that interaction? I'd imagine that you have a lot of respect for a man like that.
First thing I did, saw the man, bowed down. Just in my nature. I'm not down on my hands and knees. That's what you do when I arrive. I saw him. I just gave him a courteous and said, you know, and he's such a nice guy.
Yeah.
He was such a nice guy. Just very kind, generous. He was like, oh, you know, he calls me sir. I said, oh, don't call me sir, but call me sir. But no, it was excellent. Shook the hand, and this was at the Wrestle Tea, the Showcase of Champions. So that's where I took the BCW Championship. I took the World Heavyweight Championship to Wrestle Tea, correct, and I defended it against Azrael. I literally won it 2 weeks before. So Azrael got his rematch. Right, at Wrestle Tea.
That's what I was thinking, because I knew that you defeated him.
There it is.
I did my research.
I know you did. So I was able to bolster the brand, to bolster myself, to bolster the championship, to put new eyes. There were so many faces there. The Hurricane was there, Carlito, so many people. Talked to them after the show, Sinister Minister, and it was great to get the feedback that I got. So, you know, I'm doing the right thing. You know.
Oh, okay, so no negative feedback. I'd imagine that.
No, and that was great. I mean, if it was negative, listen, if it's negative, it's not to my face. And that's the way the business works. You know who you are. We can go there if we want to. Wrestle Tea with DC. How much we want to spill? Because I'll pour it on your floor. I'll pour it all over the floor and you will slip and snap. You understand? Let's do it.
Well, this is about you, not about them.
It is about me. It's always about me. It always comes back to me. I don't make it about myself. They make it about me.
I feel
you make it about me. That's why you have me here.
Exactly.
All right.
Speaking of older generation wrestlers, I couldn't help draw the similarity between you and Gorgeous George because of not only your simplicity of execution, but because of your ring entrance as well. And for those of you who do not know who Gorgeous George is, he was a part of the golden era of wrestling in the 1940s and 50s. And he drew such crowds that wrestling had never seen before. And I'd say that Darius does the same.
I do well for myself.
So what do you think of that comparison? And are you at all influenced by Gorgeous George?
That's an excellent question, and that's a great observation, and I appreciate you for that. Samantha, you're doing quite well, if you couldn't tell, you understand? All right now, I'm gonna blush it on camera, but Gorgeous George is an influence, not a primary influence, I won't lie. I have my Mount Rushmore of professional wrestlers, which would be the Nature Boy Ric Flair, who's really my primary, William Regal, Nick Bockwinkel, and Billy Robinson, catch-as-catch-can, technical master. Those are my four. Those are the people that really got me into the business, kept me into the business, and helped manifest me into the man I am today. But that's what it's about. It's about pomp. It's about circumstance. I feel like there's not enough of that in wrestling now. When it is, it's too much. It's like you're shoving it down their throat, and it's hard to digest. You can't give people too much to think about. Give them something that they can understand.
Absolutely.
And that's what I do. By the time my entrance is over, you know what I am. You know what you're gonna get. I take the coat off. I start. You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, there was a lot of angry fans there tonight.
And that's their fault, because at the end of the day, I'm top billing. So if you're going to come to Warriors of Wrestling, I'm the top person. I'm the flag bearer. I'm the standard bearer, the flag carrier, whatever you want to call me. I make this all go around, and this isn't me being arrogant. This isn't me being self-absorbed. This is me being completely cognizant of the situation, everything that I am. I am a contribution. I am a staple. I am a pillar and a foundation of virtually every promotion I go to. Warriors of Wrestling on a monthly basis, month in, month out. I am the most dependable on the roster. I don't make it that way. That's just the way that it is. You understand? It's just the way that it is. That's why you're interviewing me, and you're not interviewing somebody else. You know?
That is true.
So.
Absolutely. I'm not gonna say anything.
Oh, you have a thought?
No. I'll leave that thought.
It's Wrestle Tea, so if you want to spill and get some on my shoes, then I can spill. And
those look like they're from your Marcus, though. I don't think I'd want to spill tea on those.
All right, now listen, actions and consequences.
I do have some tea I'd like to know, though.
Here we go.
It seems like you ride solo. Yes, I've seen you with some managers, but my question is, could you ever see yourself with a strong woman by your side ruling the wrestling world, or are you a solo act?
I'm a solo act because all I need right now. But there's nothing better than a powerful woman. You understand? All right, now.
I know.
You see this now. It's just the effect that I have. Now, listen, one of the most powerful women in the industry to me was always Sensational Sherry. That woman, and people try to emulate, you just can't. Because maybe you wear the face, you try to put the little face paint on, but you can't take a hit. This woman, I remember Ric Flair and Sting. And Sting went for a plancha. That's a dive over the top rope now. Okay, so know your dives, kids, because you're all out here jumping and you don't know the difference between between any of them. And Ric Flair pulled her into the way, and Sting did a full dive onto Sensational Sherry. That is a woman. That's a woman that'll beat you up. That's a woman that'll keep her man in tip-top shape. If I was to have a woman by my side, I'm absolutely unopposed to that because the spotlight's always going to shine on me. I'm not a selfish man, contrary to popular belief. I'll be okay. But if I can have a powerful woman by my side that can do what she needs to do to make sure that what I need to get done gets done, why not? I've collaborated with many. I had stables, the Crusade for Change, the Hostile Collective, the Carter Group. I have people that follow me. I make people better. Everything that touches me, I got the golden touch. The Midas touch.
The Midas touch.
You all right now? All right now. I touch you, you turn to gold. And I don't get the credit, I don't get the respect or the appreciation for it, but I've helped make careers. You know, it's just the way it is. But we won't talk about that. Or maybe we will, because it's Wrestle Tea. Right? I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but in all seriousness, this is my craft. I take it with the utmost severity. Every time I step in the ring, even before I step in the ring, when I show up to the venue, I know what I need to do. I know who I need to be and when I need to do it. And anyone who knows me and really knows me knows my commitment to the craft, first and foremost. So, you know, if somebody is as committed as me, I'm not going to turn you away. If you care about the sport, the greatest sport on this earth, professional wrestling, if you truly care and you can contribute to what my message is, take your shot. Let's try. You fail, you get cast out. You succeed, let's make a career. Let's do it.
I respect that.
That's it.
For a guy that, I mean, not to judge a book by its cover, but for a guy that I would think would make a lot of enemies, you actually
I was going to make a lot of enemies.
pretty
I'm a great
cool.
guy. I'm a great guy.
Yeah. And
Tremendous guy.
you know, if opportunity presents itself, and you seem like a businessman, the right proposition
That's what
will
it's about.
present itself.
That's what it's about. It's always business at the end of the day. Before business, before emotion, before, you know, I'm not going to I don't have time to hate. I don't have time to hate you. I have too many things that I need to accomplish in my life and into this career to waste my energy, to expunge effort in hating you. The hate is towards me. People have hate towards me. I've met these people. I don't know these people. I have not conversed with these people, or they conversed with me, shook my hand, and then talked about me on social media. These aren't people that'll say it to my face. And it's not. I don't know if it's because I'm a threatening guy. I don't know what it is, but they're just not honest to me. So at the end of the day, there's something I have that makes them a little uneasy. That means I'm doing the right thing. It means I am correct. If you feel comfortable, if you feel like, oh, you can coast around me and put boot marks on my back, and I'm not doing something correct. I've never been that guy. I never will. Business first, all the time. If it makes money, it makes sense. I don't have time to hate you if I see us being on the marquee and making money. As long as I make more money than you.
It's interesting that you say that. You're all about business because there are a good amount of male wrestlers, and now this seems to be changing, the tide is changing, but there are a lot of male wrestlers that do not want to have intergender matches, for example. And you have become infamous both in the wrestling community and on YouTube for your intergender matches with the likes of Jordan Grace, Saraya Knight, Mercedes Martinez, and many more.
Sing the song.
But here's the tea that I want. You approach the women in much the same way, with the same visceral that you approach your male counterparts. Do you think that long term this is going to detract or contribute to your legacy in this business?
It's 100% going to attract to my legacy. I make enemies every single day. Everything that I do, there are people that watch me all the time, and they won't admit that they watch me. They watch me all the time, and they want me to slip up. They want me to make a mistake. And I just keep building and building and building upon my legacy, upon my craft. I don't see sexuality in a wrestling ring. Okay, I just don't. You can be male or female, you can be non-binary, they, them, whatever you associate yourself as. If you choose to step in the ring with me, you're getting Darius Carter. You're getting the viciousness. You're getting the visceral attack. You're getting the vitriol. You're getting every part of me. I'm going to bend you. I'm going to twist you, and not just your limbs, your spirit. I will make you question yourself within those ropes. I will make you think about who you are. I will make you identify. I will make you realize. That's the power that I give. Now, people don't want to appreciate that. That's why I'm the All-Father, because I'm all giving. I give, I provide. And everyone's, oh, I'm this mean, vicious man. But look at the opportunities. Look at the golden pavement that I've laid out. You understand? Let me do that for you too.
No, oh.
But,
I can be your slave girl moolah.
Oh, all right. Now, I like the way you said that. I like the exact way that you said that. You see this? This is called chemistry, which is what I have with people inside the ring. If you allow that chemistry to exist. If you're hanging on hatred, you're going to let it, that's your fault. That's on you. I don't come in with hate. I don't have time for hate. I don't. It doesn't fit. It doesn't compute. Now, I may find you unworthy. Doesn't mean I hate you. That just means you're unworthy. It's a difference. I don't invest my energy on the downfall of someone else. Do what you have to do. Just don't try and bring your mess to me.
Yeah, their downfall will come naturally.
Exactly. I don't have to propagate any of that. You're doing it to yourself. And then when you step in the ring with me now, it's my fault. Stop.
Okay. Well, there are a couple of things that you have done, though, that have led to certain conflicts, and I would say it might be your fault.
Oh.
Are you ready for an example?
Here we go.
Darius
Give it to me.
On February 1st.
There we go.
You know where I'm going with this, I think.
Here we go.
At Recombination Wrestling's second annual Queen of the North tournament.
Possible because of me, my championship ring.
An all-women's tournament, might I add. You decided to interrupt the returning Riley Shepard and smush, mash, smack? I don't think the word would be smack her in the face.
And you know it wouldn't. And you know it's not, so don't do that.
Okay. What would you describe it as, and what justifies those actions, not only towards her, but at an all-women's show, where the showcase is supposed to be the women?
Oh, snap. You flaring up?
I am flaring up.
Yeah.
I want to know.
You spiking up?
Why? You got into a brawl with Riley Shepard all for a title match at a women's show.
All for a title match at a women's show. Is
At
that?
a women's show.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, did you Wikipedia that?
Oh.
Oh, now you're gonna do this? You're gonna flip on me now? You're gonna be like everybody else? Why did I do what I did? I look you in the eyes while I do it. Now the camera's watching me.
Tell me.
You wanna know why I did it? First off, I invited her into the ring. I didn't interrupt her. All right? I deserved that time because I made that show possible. At that time, on that day, 449 days as BCW World Heavyweight Champion, took the championship to Wrestle Tea, was the first man to give a woman a championship opportunity, but we don't talk about that. I did that for Sue Young at the first Queen of New York, Queen of the North, Queen of the North. I did that last year for Sue Young, gave her a female a championship opportunity, and then I did it again for Riley after I, let's say, smushed her. Let's say I pushed her face with my hand, because she's all over social media, trying to be a social justice warrior, all over my Twitter feed with nonsense. Oh, I'm gonna come back, or I can't wait to beat you up, but you're hurt, so you couldn't do it. You couldn't do it. So then what does she do? I invite her into the ring, and then she uses that time to say, well, I'm cleared to compete. And then what happens moments later? She's given a championship opportunity. I need you to understand something, Samantha. I've been given nothing in this life. I'm not a silver spoon. You see me, you see that I have money. You want to assume that I just walked into it. I worked very hard, tireless nights, very little sleep, very little energy, running on, sometimes you run on E and you break the gauge and you keep on going. People don't know about that because I don't go out there and talk about that. I don't complain. I don't say, oh, I get no sleep, oh, my life. I go out there, I hustle, I make things happen. You understand? I do this for myself. I build an empire for myself, and I don't put that out in the public because it's not everybody's attention, it's not everybody's business. But you look at me, you know that I'm money. You see me wrestle, you know that I'm wealth personified, and that's the fact. That's a shoot. That's not character, that's real life. I make money, I am money, I earn money, I earn money. I don't wear hand-me-down suits that my dad passed down to me. I don't wear suits too big. I don't wear outfits. We'll play a part just to play a part. All right? Stuff is tailored. You understand? See that?
It does look quite well tailored.
It's nice, doesn't it?
But I've got to say that doesn't answer my question.
Oh.
It doesn't.
Turn up. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. So what you want to know why I did it?
I want to know why you invaded an all-women's show.
It's my show.
It's the Queen of the North, not the King of the North.
And who's presenting it? BCW.
BCW?
Who's the champion of BCW?
You are the male champion of BCW.
The first championship that BCW ever had was the male championship. The women's championship didn't come around almost 3 years later. Made possible because of me. And you want to know why? Because I brought people to the venue to continuously come to these events, to then be able to want to see women's wrestling, for us to then be able to open the doors for women's wrestling. I am a purveyor. I have provided the females a platform to wrestle on, for there to then be a tournament, for there to then be a championship.
I'm going to let you believe what you'd like. I think that the only way to get a second opinion on this is to get one of the competitors from Queen of the North on. So I will work on that, and I will certainly work on having Riley shepherd.
Oh,
Because
man!
I'd love to hear her side of this story.
Make sure the first thing you ask her is how it felt to lose. Fair and square. No cheating, no excuses, didn't have interference. In fact, she had interference from Nia Kennedy, Eric Jaden's stooge, one of his stooges, because for some reason cockroaches flock together. They see another cockroach and they say, oh look, a friend. And then they find another cockroach, they manifest, and then they infest. That's what they are, they're cockroaches. They're not good at what they do. It's a bastardization to my profession to see Eric Jaden walking around wanting to be a heavyweight champion. He's done nothing to earn it. His match quality certainly doesn't live up to par. I gave him the greatest match of his entire career, and I defeated him.
That's tea.
That's tea.
That's more than tea.
It's the truth, Eric. You've never had a match better than what I gave you, and you never have a match better unless it's against me, which wouldn't make sense because I beat you. So Nia shows up looking like she slept in the street, with a bandana over her mouth, with the hood. She had to conceal her identity for some reason. I figured out who it was rather quick. And I, again, had to strike her down because she interfered in my business. That's a championship match. That's my life. That's my career. That's my paycheck. That's everything. I lose, I make less money. You can't take money out of my bank account. Just because I'm wealthy doesn't mean I don't want to stay wealthy. I don't want to get wealthier. I'm not going to get cheated just because I do well outside of wrestling. So you want to take money from me, you're taking from my livelihood. So that, to me, is an insult. I had to do what I had to do. She got on the apron. She interfered. I had to do something because the ref refused to do it. Moments later, Riley rolled me up. I kicked out, hit her with the royal sweep, beat her clean. There's no more Darius versus Riley. And she's all over social media trying to get a rematch, begging, talking all this mess again. That's what she does, is she talks. But she lost. And let's be honest, she lost. Okay? So when you talk to her, when you do get that interview, because I'm sure she loves to talk, so I'm sure she'll come to you. The first thing I want to hear you ask her is, how did it feel after a year to lose to the man that you call a bully? A man you call an instigator. How does it feel to have lost to that man? Will that affect the rest of your career? Can you continue through 2020 knowing that the man that cast a shadow over you and your career basically enhanced the size of that shadow? I've engulfed you. I've eclipsed you. How does it feel? That's what you need to worry about. And maybe then, if you play your cards right, Samantha, maybe you can be that powerful lady because you're strong. I know it. You're smart. That's why you had me on first. And you almost threw a little jab at me. And I'm going to let that slide because I see potential in you. So maybe that's a discussion we can have again when we meet after the show.
We're not meeting after the show. This is a purely professional interview, but I digress.
Well, it's purely professional. I never said it wasn't.
Anyway, Darius, tonight,
Yes. Ooh, talk about tonight. Talk about
you had one hell of a singles match against Davey Boy Smith. Now, what I was thinking is that juggernaut of a man eats, sleeps, breathes wrestling. A legacy, part of the Hart dynasty, son of Davey Boy Smith. I thought that this might have been your, biggest competition to date. But at Warriors of Wrestling tonight, you managed to pull off the victory. Tell me about that.
It's so good. So good because Davey's been doing some things. Davey's done the MLW Opera Cup. I saw that. He basically brought the cup back from Stu Hart. And then he won himself a tournament. He could have paraded around and said, this is a family heirloom, and he could have made it part of his whole persona, and he didn't. He went through a tournament. He beat Brian Pillman Jr. at the end of it, and I give him credit for that, but I'm not Brian Pillman Jr. Brian, if you're watching, I mean, you're a decent guy, but I'm better than you too. So, we'll wet behind the ears, my friend, and that's why you lost. And I don't have that moisture behind my ear. I don't have that inexperience. I don't have that anchor weighing me down. I needed Davey to realize that I am not, and you said it at the start, that I'm a 10-year veteran. And I don't go around saying how long I wrestle because people can see it in my work. I really am humble despite the arrogant disposition that is portrayed upon me. I don't go out there telling people how long I wrestled. I go out there and show it, okay? Davey went out there, turned his back to me at the start of the bell. That is a golden opportunity. That is one of the biggest opportunities of my professional wrestling career, and it's only February of 2020. I did what I had to do. He underestimated me. I told him, I tweeted him, I added him. I said, make sure that you know what you're getting into because this is not your Saturday night thrill ride. This is not a paycheck. This is not an envelope match. I'm not an envelope wrestler. I don't care who you are or where you come from. You will respect me inside of that ring. And I guarantee you now that Davey Boy Smith Jr., Boy Jr. as I like to call him, I'm sure that Boy Jr. respects me tremendously after that match, just like Killer Cross did when I defeated him and retained my championship. Came into the match with all of these preconceived notions that other people told him, and this is Wrestle Tea, so I'm saying it how it is. And after that match, he understood, recognized, and appreciated the value of Darius Carter. Chris Dickinson, same thing. This is what I do.
Did he understand the value of rolling somebody up with their tights? I've got to say, I watched the match live. I was excited for the match, and I knew I would be interviewing you, so I made sure to take some play-by-play notes. And that was the finish. You rolled him up with his tights.
Let me ask you something, Samantha. You're a stunning lady.
Yeah.
You are beautiful. You're a charm. I need that beauty to be deeper, and I know that it's deeper. It's not just a physical thing. I know that your mind is a beautiful thing. So you understand, again, what that opportunity meant to me. If I lost to Davey, I'm a feather in his cap. Move on with your life. I beat this guy at this event. Move on. No. I needed to make a headline of this. I needed to beat that man. Just like I need to be wealthy. Because the way that I live my life, I like nice things. Materialism, I wouldn't say, but I do like materials. I like art. Big art fan. These are things that I must have money to have. And I'll do what it takes to get there. Including holding championships for almost 500 days and cashing in paychecks month in, month out. That's important to me. Going to the UK, getting flown over there, getting paid for it, that's important to me. Traveling up and down, that is important to me. So when Davey shows up, and this is a Davey Boy Smith Jr., Davey Smith, whatever it is, Boy Jr., your name. When this is a Boy Jr. match, I'm just going to come in, hit my power slam, and leave. That's not how it works with me. I'm not that guy. You got the wrong one. You could have wrestled the champion, Neff, for that. He'll go down, not me. I needed him to realize that, and I know he has more respect for me after the match. Roll up with the trunks or not, because at the end of the day, he got pinned.
You did what you had to do for the victory.
And the referee said nothing. If the ref took homage with that, so be it. Match continues. Is it my fault, or is it the referee's fault for not being in the proper position? Is it? Why don't we talk about that? Let's talk about the referee. Let's talk about Davey not kicking out. Davey, why didn't kick out? You're a two-time WWE Tag Team Champion, Unified Tag Team Champion. I watched you wrestle Shawn Michaels and Triple H. You tell me, Davey, why you could not kick out of this particular roll-up with tights or not. That's the question you need to ask. Maybe you need to ask Davey. Davey, did you feel like you were on top of your game? He's going to say yes. Davey, do you think it was fair? He's going to say no. But guess what? Davey, did you win the match? You know what he has to say to you? No. And that's what makes me better. Because I'll take the steps that others refuse to put the shoes on to take.
Very well, I can't argue with that, can I? You actually might have me at a loss for words. All I can say is that just like Riley Shepard, I do have an interview lined up with Davey Boy Smith myself.
Here we go.
During WrestleMania week.
There we go. Good.
Yes. So I will be sure to get his opinion on you and that match. And I will certainly get back to you on that.
Yeah, please do.
But, you've had all these opponents. You've been to different places around the world. But what is next for Darius Carter, be it within wrestling, outside of wrestling? What do you see on the horizon for yourself?
Television. How I get there, the path I take. I've always been true to self. I will not fake a friendship. I will not pretend. I won't be a rider. It's not what I do, okay? I'm gonna get there based on ability, on talent, and on the fact that you need someone like me on your show. You need someone like me at your event. You may not realize it because you're so busy hating, which is the entire point. So yeah, and I said it the other day. I said I might be too good at what I do. I scare people. I intimidate people, and to the point where they don't talk to me. They don't engage with me. They listen to hearsay. They play telephone, and next thing you know, the message from the first two, by the time it gets to the 48th person, is entirely different. Let's be honest. WrestleMania week, I'd love to be there. That's what I plan and don't plan on doing, but you also got to have the right folks down there. You got to have the right friends, and you have 80 shows with about 30 different wrestlers on them. Let's be honest. You'll get plenty of interviews, but guess what? You won't have anyone to interview by the second day because you've interviewed everybody, because it's all the same people. And again, that may, I'm not at all upset about. I'm not upset at those people, because that's an opportunity. And if I was in their situation, if I was best friends with these guys, I would be going too. Great. I am not in that circle of people. I am not best friends with these people, and that's the reason why I'm not getting the opportunity, and that's fine. That's fine. It's not about talent. It's not about ability, and it hasn't been for a long time. And anyone that's croaking up that tree is stuck in the past. They're stuck in 2012, 2013. They're stuck a long time ago. I don't get matches with people like Davey Boy Smith Jr. because I'm not skilled. I don't get it because I secretly have a pen and I'm writing the show. No, I'm not. I'm not the champion right now, but I got the premier match, the marquee match. That's because I am the elite, the real elite. I go in there, get the job done, no matter who, male or female. Saraya Knight, they could have brought her in for anyone. They could have brought her in for a woman. They brought her in for me. Too Cold Scorpio brought in for me. The first person to take the royal sweep, and I pinned him, brought him in for me. So you tell me if I'm this terrible, no good wrestler that's somehow getting booked continually. We're going to call this Wrestle Tea, right? Let's talk about it.
Give me the tea, Darius.
Let's tell you.
Yes.
Let's talk about the tea, because the tea is sweet and delectable. Okay, it's not bitter by any stretch of the imagination. Your tongue doesn't quiver with agony or pain when you taste it.
Yeah.
It tastes good, and you hate that it tastes good. You want it to taste bad. You look at this tea and you're like, oh, this tea is going to be terrible. And then you take a sip. And now you got to hide from your friends the fact that you're sipping this tea. You got to... How embarrassing is that in a profession where we should be proud to be who we are? We turn away because of bitterness. Self-inflicted bitterness. They're bitter towards me. I don't have bitterness towards people. I see people succeed. I see people that are incredibly talented succeed. I congratulate them. People that are less talented succeed. Go on. I'm not mad at you because you were in your situation. Okay? I will get to where I need to get to. It's a matter of time because I am unavoidable, undeniable. You see me. You're trying not to see me. That's how I know I'm doing right. I'm not being seen anymore. You see me. People have taken my stuff. And you tried to emulate Darius Carter. Tried to take my scarf. Tried to take the suits, but your suits don't fit. People have tried. Oh, yes, sweetheart. Oh, I'll do it. And the difference between me is I'll do it to their face. People have tried to emulate me and take me the crusade for change. We're going to wear masks and we're going to invade shows. Doesn't work. Because your message doesn't match my message. What's in here? Not easily replicated. What's in here, not easily duplicated. I'm a different breed, and I think you understand that, which is why I'm what? The first guest on Wrestle Tea.
He certainly is. And Darius Carter, I'm very, very pleased with this interview. You have certainly given me a lot to think about. I'm sure you've given my lovely viewers a lot to think about. And thank you very, very much for that ending with some tea. This concludes my first ever episode of Wrestling Tea, or shall I say Wrestle Tea. That's that. Thank you very much.
The pleasure is entirely yours, and entirely yours as well. So we'll work on that. All right, we can cut this now. You're welcome, ladies and gentlemen. All father out. There you go.